All right, let's see here. See what we got going. How is everybody doing? Dial back the music there and give some shout outs. Judge in the house. Gia, Ken, Kim in the house. What's up? And thank you for the diamond. Thank everybody for everything y'all's dropped. Colzia in the house. Showing love back. Much love, my brother. Really disappointed that we didn't get to hold down the conference this year. Mock in the house. Was looking forward to seeing some of you guys in the flesh. Susie Q. Reed Don dropping the guinea. Tedessa in the house. Truth One. Thank you, Mock. Shark Tack. Trigger. Big J. Dre. M83. Pat. Darian in the house. Lauren Cinematic. Dole. Boss 9 Millie. D White in the house. Salute. Teardrop. Thank you. Much appreciated. Appreciate all the support and all the love from all you guys. Alan Petty. Bacon Frazzle. Everybody out there. Much love. Yeah, I hope everybody's been doing good. Running solo here tonight. Trying to just get one knocked out here as quick as I can within an hour. Get you guys all the information that you guys are looking for. All the latest news. And should have B coming to my home to visit tomorrow. So that'll be cool for a day. Get to hang out with him. Shoot some guns. Do some things. And kind of prepping for that. So yeah. Friday I'll be back after tonight, and everybody keeps saying that they're going to go live. I've been waiting for somebody to step up and go live around me. A couple cats, I ain't going to drop no names, but I've had a couple talking about starting to stream and do some stuff. Both of them very capable of doing it and have done it before. We'll see if they pick up a regiment. As you guys know, or if you don't know, I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, every week. And I'm starting off here with the earthquake map. Got a bunch of other headlines. As always, we're going to dive into some of the juicier stuff toward the end. Go ahead and load up a chest. Shout-outs to... Were we live on Periscope, too, or something? Shout-outs to everybody over on Periscope. Didn't realize that. Had that on last time and left that on. Try to do most of these exclusive over here on DLive. And for everybody on DLive, you guys got 30 seconds. Open up that chest. And I'll do up another one here toward the end. So, starting off here with quake activity. We had a big 6.1 quake strike here in Southern California. This is in the exact same region that we were watching before, where a whole line had broke loose all the way down here into Ridgecrest. You can see there's one sitting there outside of Sears Lake. They were running all through here. And last time, they were running on another fault line that runs this way. So they ran hard down till they hit another fault. That fault got active, and that one runs down towards some of the other major faults. We all have heard of San Andreas and all that. But a lot of quake activity in that region all the time. Now, Arizona has witnessed a 3-pointer. Now, these are some uptick quakes. I wanted to point out Arizona seeing that. Utah was seeing some uptick activity. It's not too much there with that one with the 2. We just had a big 7.5, 7.4, 7.5. Initially a 7.7 strike in Mexico, yesterday? Swayed houses and buildings, cracked the ground open, And earlier, I heard reports of a strong 6.1 quake coming in New Zealand. But it looks like they've downgraded that to a 5.5, so we'll keep an eye on it. It looks like there's been an uptick in quake activity. Back out here. I don't like how the map cuts them there. A little bit of activity outside of Japan and Ghana. Now this is a interesting area. This map's not going to do it no justice because they've screwed with it. But these little islands out here, there's military installations out here, and we've caught them emitting huge waves. See Otome out here, the one south of it, San Antonio, DePayo. These other ones that are so small they don't even show them anymore, I don't think, on this map. They keep them dark ocean blue. You used to be able to see the fine detail of the ocean floor. They took that out too, because you could see so much crazy stuff that's sitting there. Wild stuff. I ain't going to go tearing into all that, but interesting, because when we've seen quakes here before, we've associated it with military activity in the region. And huge waves that were emanating off of... There's a special website that I would go to, and it would track the heat signature of the whole planet from satellite. Whatever they were doing, they were emitting massive waves that you could see even from Antarctica. We couldn't pin exactly where in Antarctica because they were cutting most of Antarctica out of the frame. But we kept seeing this. What was unique about this is from satellite, above all that, it was like, we were seeing the waves of energy that they were releasing, literally. When they were sending out these patterns, whatever they were doing, manipulating weather, hitting something with frequency, it was massive and on a massive scale, the size of continents. And many of you guys probably remember the videos I used to cover all the time, until they finally, I felt, made them shut down that website. The way that they were doing it. They made them change the way that they were showing it and everything else, where they could no longer show it in the ratio and the aspect that we were seeing it, because we were seeing raw frequency in the air. And I don't think the dummies realized this, and we were picking up on this, and it was giving away a bunch of stuff, a bunch of what we don't know, but they were doing something, and it was of a massive scale. So, too bad they changed that. We can't see it anymore, but I'll keep you guys posted with quakes as more happen. Shoutouts to Ryan Cole, Ken, Colesio, Lauren, Tedessa. Much love to everybody out there. I'm trying to see if folks want to maybe try to do something around end of August. I'm throwing that out there because I don't know what it will be. I'm not even sure where at, but I know that it will be on the East Coast. End of August. And if we're going to have a get-together, people want to meet up. I couldn't have a conference. People just want to meet up. I'm saying, like, if you can get there, you can get a hotel somewhere, and you just want to meet up. We're down on the beach somewhere. Chilling. Maybe even shooting a music video. Mm-hmm. Hey, holla at your boy, DAHBOO7 at yahoo.com. We're looking to try to get something in. Conference thing ain't gonna pop off. Big ticketed event. These places where I was at, man, all these people spazzing. They could take their wear your mask crap and shove it up there. And we're gonna talk about some stuff. I'm gonna show you guys here toward the end a way that you can protect yourself through a group that's representing people. And I'll share that with you here when we get to it. Shout outs to everybody once again that's donated. I appreciate that, guys. I'll load up another one in a bit. I thought that this was interesting. You got to watch these little things when top level individuals disappear into the shadows, or they step down like Bill Gates did. Like, you got to know there's big things in the works. The Pentagon's top technology officials step down. And that's insane. You imagine what these guys know? The Pentagon's top technology officials? Thank you, Jam, and thank you, Be Rich, for the Ninja Gainey After Hours podcast. Like I said, I'll be with B tomorrow. He's coming through here in my crib. And can't wait for that. That's why I'm trying to knock this out in orderly fashion. I got a lot of stuff trying to tidy up here before they roll in. But I thought that was crazy. Technology officials just stepping down. And it's just like, okay, everybody's just dipping off. I'm keeping track of them. At least mention it. Shout outs to Jesse Combs. Rest in peace. And a posthumous congratulations here for setting the Guinness World Record for being officially the world's fastest woman. Clocked at 522.783 miles per hour. She went faster than any female ever on the planet. That was her dream. That was her goal. That was all she ever wanted, her family said, was to have that title, to have that claim. Unfortunately, she lost her life in that end of last year in August. It crashed. It looked like it caught air underneath of it, and like a lot of those high-speed ones do, once air gets underneath of it and the nose goes flying up in the air, it's over. And, also here within this past year, you know who else died? That Daredevil guy was trying to prove flat Earth or whatever from a rocket. Kept shooting himself into the sky in a rocket. Parachute didn't come out right or whatever, and he smacked the ground. And I hate to say it, but go back and you know it for those that are listening. I called that one. I said, that guy's going to die. When he attempted it and he crashed and he lived and he was all banged up, I was like, man, he ain't going to live through another one like that. Because it's kind of common sense. Shoot yourself up in the air in this fake rocket and hoping this rinky-dink parachute catches you, and still there was nothing but ground on the bottom that you were smacking. Didn't seem to be the smartest thing thought through. Anyway, he lost his life. Rest in peace there as well, because it's sad to see. But at least you can say this. They died loving what they were doing, right? It's sad that she died here, but you just snatched the crown, Jesse Combs. So this may ride for a long time. So just giving her the shout out she deserves. Rest in peace. Much love. All right, we got media executives warning that big tech is trying to seize all the power, censor us, take all of our data, sell it, become billionaires, screw us, control us, become monopolies. And this is coming from the Daily Mail's top dog. Daily Mail, Peter Wright, newspaper executive there, says, what's happening is censorship by algorithm. This is what is known in the digital world as the black box. They are secret. You have no idea how they work, but they can see and they can measure the results. Talking about someone that's on it watching. They're seeing things change. They're tracking them back. And they're measuring, they're seeing, they're using something. And what he's saying is, as soon as they implemented this in 2019, it cut 50% of their traffic. It diminished it. Because of the algorithm in this black box, in this technology that they're using. And I'm here to tell you that any high grade stuff they're using, it's being used by the military industrial complex, this establishment. Full blown. They're the ones controlling all the alphabet gangs, all the social media platforms, all of Hollywood, all the music industries, all the Masons, all of everything. Okay? They are the hand. The ones that sniped JFK, Martin Luther, Pac, Big, all of them. I go on and on and on there. Same ones probably kill me. Okay? But to hell with them, because it's Illuminati. Until the good Lord comes back and lights this place up like a Roman candle. And I hope you got your ticket out, because it's coming in the offing. Some of you ain't got to believe it. That's fine. I ain't here to get everybody. I'm here to get a remnant and tell you, time's coming in the offing. You better have it all right. None of us are perfect. Don't judge someone because they cuss, did this, don't walk that way, talk that way. Who are you? Look in the mirror. You better get yourself right. Time's ticking. Okay? Only God can judge me. And he will. He'll weigh our energy in the end. It's pretty simple. We think everything that dies, energy releases. Energy can never be destroyed. Did you know that? No, they didn't teach you that in school. Well, in your everyday school, public schools, they teach you a lot. But yeah, energy can only be transformed, not destroyed. You are energy. So that tells you right there, you continue. Okay? Some pretty obvious things here. Now, GNC files for bankruptcy with the plan to sell itself. So who's going to buy it up? Keep your eye on who comes through buying up these companies. Who would dare touch them and why? So on and so forth. We've seen a ton of companies get wiped out in this whole thing. We've seen a ton of small businesses get wiped out. This may be, well, not in this case. If you're just filing bankruptcy, it's a chance to clean the slate, so to speak. They've changed the law over the years on how you can do that. Now I think they structure a plan that you got to pay back in some form or fashion. But GNC is saying that it wants to sell itself. So GNC is a staple. It's been around for I don't know how long. And it's still a good store, in my opinion, to go get all kinds of different products, nutritional products, and stuff you can't find in any other store. I mean, it was there for a reason, to get the stuff that they sold, and it's like if they go out of business, where are you going to get all that stuff now? Huh? You're going to get your omega-3 fish oils. It's something, what I'm saying? Like the specialized stuff. So this is getting crazy, man. Another year from now, this country, I'm telling you, once they finally do let everybody out to come back out and see everything full scale, ain't going to look nothing the same. Because how can it? When all the traditional businesses that have been around forever are getting wiped out. All right, here's another guy going down. Ron Jeremy, the porn star. Everybody's heard of him throughout the years. I'm waiting to see more information on this. And this is why. First off, it's not wise to go doing anything until you've got plenty of information and evidence and things to go through. With this, they're saying that he's being accused of sexual assault, rape, and several other counts related to attacks on 4 women in Los Angeles County over a 5-year period. Now, some argue it's this guy's job to get laid. Why would he ever have to do that? They're pulling his card. That's one side of the argument. The other is that he just is some old sicko now at this point that can't keep it in his pants, and no one wants a piece of him in the industry, and he's throwing himself, he's raped someone, flat out. There's whatever they're charging him with here, forcibly, without consent, and it's one of the two at this point. But I bring this up because we've seen individuals get their card pulled, and this is what happened. Look, you've got to understand something. For those that are not hip to this, you are dealing with occult black magic right now. Full scale, bigger than you've ever seen it. You thought 9/11 was a ritual. You're in one now. Yeah. Wake up to it. Because that's how you defeat it. You break the illusion. Okay, you are in one. When you realize it, you literally break it. Okay? Now, they're casting this all over the place. Everybody is in a secret club. Except for us. All the politicians are. All the actors are. Men and women. Women are Eastern Star and groups like that. The big groups that come out of Yale, Skull and Bones, some of the more famous ones, they groom every one of them. And they take an oath, like the Jesuit oath. One that you should go read if you haven't. You will see that they will slaughter us in it. That's right, lie to us, crush our children's teeth in the it's crazy. Some of the stuff that these people take an oath to. John Kerry was Skull and Bones. George Bush was Skull and Bones. They were even part of some crap where they went and stole a famous Indian head skull out of one of the places. Got caught doing it. Never got in any major trouble. One goes down the Democrat aisle. The other went down the Republican aisle. They're both Skull and Bone. Do you see how you're getting played? That's why I'm trying to tell all y'all all the time. This is a show. Okay? You need to know it. The quicker you figure it out, the better off you're going to be. We're getting played. This is how they do it. Okay, so my point there with him is this. When they take an oath, they, like in Skull and Bone, you have to lay in a casket. They put swords to your throat. You have to swear the oath, and they say that if you break it, then they're going to cut your tongue out. It will flow in the ebbs of the water and all this other crazy crap. You have to do sexual things to yourself, and you also have to give up your biggest, darkest secrets. It has to be good. They want dirt on you. That's the whole purpose of it. They're recording it, just like Epstein Island. This is how every single thing is done. It's blackmail. That's how they control everyone. So on Epstein Island, the origin out, they're bringing in kids, boys, girls, the whole nine. They're doing the most horrendous things. They're bringing in young children. There's sacrifice. They're after adrenochrome. This stuff is real. And a lot more. It gets deep on a lot of levels. And it's all occult black magic. And it's all real. Okay? And this is what they're doing. Some of them are flaunting it at this point. In the open. What's her name? Azalea Banks. I don't know if what she is, an actor or music or what. But she's one of them. And she's on Twitter and all this stuff. She's got one of these little magic things in her closet where she sacrifices chicken and all this other stuff. The shit's real. You'll see that they do this to the demon deities that are there. Thank you, some smoke. It's very real. There's a hierarchy here. I was talking earlier to one of my cats about this, and I was like, I showed him a picture of this book, a specific book that lists the hierarchy from this realm of Lucifer at the top, Beelzebub is second, then there's two more, and then the fifth is the general, Satanacha, Satan. I told him about this, and then I turned around, I told him there was another book that was connected to it called the Kabbalion that talks about Hermes Trismegistus or Thoth and all the stuff that ties into that. And this was talking about how they control things through black magic. As soon as I get on the Twitter, and if he's listening, he can attest to this. As soon as I get on there, what is it? Esoteric Exposal. Many of you probably follow it on Twitter. Follow me? Esoteric Exposal. Puts out all the esoteric stuff and the crazy stuff. Like UFO botnet. He tweeted out the cover of that book. And I said to my dude, I said, what is the odds of that? He's like, man, that's crazy. You know? So I go back and I go to my timeline and it refreshes on Twitter because they made it new. And the very thing that popped up at the top was some post, and the very first words was Hermes. I said, what? You see? And he was like, you see, they know, you see them. This is how I see it, perceive it to be. Is there? He I don't want to say his name, give him away here, but he was basically said to me that you got to find out the intent of why you were shown that. And to me, I perceive it to be as they see that I can see them. All right, watchers, I'll say it. While he's right there in the chat, he's seen it, and he's in the chat and he's admitting to it, so you know I'm not making it up. Kozia, synchronicities are wild with me. They're insane. They happen all the time. Ask Mike that's out there. We could be sitting here talking. Someone could be talking and they say a word and I look and I read it the moment they say it. That happens to me all the time. All the time. And some days it's heavier than others. It gets strong. Seeing 222, 333, and 444 heavy. Ass Hoodie. He attests to it too. It's craziness around me. But it's like the universe is telling me I get signs that you're on the right path. And shit, I'll get visions sometimes that'll scare the shit out of me. And I swear it's just to tell me that if you keep going down there doing this or that, you don't change up, this is what's going to happen. And I've got to do whatever it takes to avoid that. Yeah. So, I keep my eyes on the prize. I pray to the Most High. Before I come on the show, I ask the Most High, give me the power. Give me whatever it is you want me to give to the people to bring your people to you. I'll cut through hundreds and thousands to find a remnant to bring them to you. That's it. It's to get everyone's mind right, to let you know, to get as much conscious knowledge, to be as consciously woke as you can get before you check out. That way you got the fullest out of this. Okay? Because as devilish as this is right now, you're not going to want to come back into this realm. The souls complained a long time ago. The book of Enoch tells of this, and they cut it out of your Bible for this reason, I believe, and many others. Because they told that the souls complained. They did not want to reincarnate. Raphael was with Enoch. And they were speaking. And he said that they made certain places on this planet to store the souls. They don't say this in any other book. This is very important for anyone that's spiritual, for anyone that believes in Jesus, Yeshua, any of the ancient stuff that's here. What happened with him was profound. And what was said in those encounters was profound because information was given that is not found anywhere else the way that it is. I cannot tell you anywhere else in the Bible, traditional Bible, where it speaks of where souls are put when they die specifically. And Raphael says they made certain mountains here on earth for that. Different locations. One's for the bad ones. One's for the good ones. He said even a spot for those that had complaints. And this is where it all came up, that they complained in the past that they did not want to incarnate back into this planet. It was too wicked. It was too vile. They flooded it. Wiped it. Next is by fire. Don't you forget. It's coming. It's coming. It's written. I've posted. I've retweeted the same thing over and over. Day of God's judgment. He's going to meet them in the heavens. And this is what's crazy. He says it. He's going to snipe them in the heavens first. Then he's going to get the kings on earth below. He says it in that fashion. That's coming in. That's coming in. And he depicts it. I'm going to get them in the sky first, and I'm going to round up the kings on the earth, and he's going to round them all up into prison. It's it. That's the separation of the wheat and the tare also at the same time. It's harvest time. When you go to the parable out of Matthew, when he says he comes in and gathers the wheat in his barn and then takes the shaft and they burn it. That's what's going to happen with these tares. But as one of the prophets said, well, why don't you go ahead and do it now? One of them said that, like, why don't we just get it over with now? And he's like, I can't. If I uproot the wheat, the tare, it'll kill the wheat. Basically saying that the only way to do it is to go in and harvest at the end and separate. It all comes out in the wash in the end. Separate it all out right then. And it's crazy because we're in a time where we're being controlled here by these people. This is what they're worshiping, these fallen ones. The ones that landed on Mount Hermon. The ones that came into the women of this planet that bore giants. Same giants that were eating people. And that led to one of the reasons they wiped this place out the first time. Okay? They're here. Even Jesus says in Matthew, in the same parable of the wheat and the tare. Go read it. He says they came at night and planted seeds of the wicked one in your women. Jesus said this. No one's listening. No one's listening. He said this. He told you everything. That they're coming in at night and doing this. That you talk about abductions, all this other stuff. The little gray minions, which to me are nothing more than organic robots being used by these bigger praying mantis looking like entities. The real fallen ones. Feel like the grays that you see depicted everywhere are just the worker bees. And that they have eyes just like us. And that they've always been here is what you don't understand, is what most people don't understand. They fail to wrap their head around it because they're so damaged by History Channel and all that, everything they've been hit with. Okay, they're so damaged. You don't have to look any further than the good book itself again to see they're here. They always have been. They didn't hide it from you. Damn it. It's right there. Never said they went anywhere. Never said they dipped out. Nope, sure didn't. Says they're here. And they run it. Even Jesus said it. He says they control this domain. They are the kings of this earth. He said it. They offered him all the kingdoms of the planet. He turned it down. They are here. They're in the shadows. They used to roam this planet as gods in the open, controlling people. Now they're hiding. They're out of sight, out of mind. Because when you do that, you get to do this. Pull off this huge charade on these billions of humans. That they see is nothing more than slave. Carcass. You have one valuable thing to them. It is your soul. It is you. The essence of you. The true peace of God that Lucifer can't make. This is how you know he's not the Most High. They have to sacrifice souls to him. He has to get them to sacrifice. He can't make them. They know this. Anyone with common sense knows that he's not the Most High if he cannot create the energy. And they know this. And he knows this. This is the only way he gets it. This is why they take babies in Hollywood. They'll have a grown-ass producer sleep with another producer's 14-year-old daughter. They'll have a baby behind the curtain, and it's sacrificed. And you never hear about it. That's the name of the game. It's a soul that just got sacrificed. You see, he's collecting them, and I'm here to tell you that they will be broke free. That is my belief. The Most High is the Most High. When he comes back, and all judgment and everything goes down, all these things are rounded up, and everything they stole, and any energy they possess, any soul they possess, they can't hide it anywhere from the Most High. Once that day of reckoning comes, you also have to realize that the Most High is allowing this to happen. He created it. It's something I struggled with for a long time. I was given crazy visions, taken into the catacombs. What was like the video game Doom, underground, like real hell, and seeing this creature in front of me, and was taught, that this serves a purpose. I fought. I kept saying I'm not going to worship it. I'm not bowing down, and I kept getting checked saying I never asked you that. I kept getting checked, and I finally understood what I was being shown. This creature, it was like reptilian, and its underbelly kept lighting up like it was doing itself, like a hermaphrodite. It was creating sexual energies on its underbelly. It was insane. It had this huge disc horn on its head. Whatever that thing is or was, served a purpose. I was taught that you need to respect that. I never asked you to worship it, but respect that it has a purpose. When you can wrap your head around that and see that this is all part of a bigger plan, it's testing the soul. It's testing you. Life right now is everything you do. In your gut, you know, right? For all just drove past that old lady, might have need help. You knew. Every one of you this way, yeah. You know, we could have held that door, could have done this, could have done that, and your gut told you, and you overrode it. That's what I'm talking about. That is a record that we all carry our whole life. And when you check out, that record is easily read. It's energy that is weighed. It's simple. And if you weigh to the positive, you go on, in my belief, to the next for 1,000 years of paradise, baby. For all the ones that fought to deserve it, that never took the mark of the beast, never bowed down, that lived a righteous life. All the souls. You'll get that. You can't think that it's not possible. Look at our own history. This is what you should also look at. Look at Methuselah. Look at these ancient people that lived. They lived hundreds of years, guys, before the flood. Think about this. Where's a body of one of them? Where is a body of just one of them? One. Like a tree ring, they will hold data that's different than our bodies. How did they live hundreds of years? What was different? The body's composition? The atmosphere itself? A combination? Something changed at the flood. We came out and could only live to 120 years. They cut it down. Where are the bodies? They've been after them. They found the body of Gilgamesh in a dry riverbed in Iraq. They ran the reports of it and said they lost it in a Navy flight. You know how important that is? How critical that is? They are finding the ancient giants. That's what Hitler wanted. The ancient technology. That's what they all want. They're all hell-bent in the same mission. Hitler is just part of the puppet show. All these guys are in on it. Xi Jinping's in on it. Putin's in on it. Trump's in on it. They're all in on this. It takes a true brazen stallion to go against the grain. Someone that was like JFK, born of the bloodline, that had the heart to turn around and tell the whole world, there's a gang here that's going to screw everything up. They exposed him, you know? That's why they clipped him, amongst other things. But the main reason was he exposed them. People are going to hold on to hope that Trump's that man. And trust me, you don't think that they're not realizing this? You don't think that they didn't realize this when they pinned him against Hillary? That they don't realize the same thing against dumbass Biden right now? Gaff machine sniffing little girls. Come get out of here. They know people are going to lean toward that way. But yet, my biggest fear is that they're going to put him in there, Biden in there, on some rigged election by mail-in shit, and it's going to spark all hell. You better hope that's not what happens. So what's that mean? You want Trump to win, huh? Nope. Don't like Trump. He's part of the game too. I told you that. So what is it? We got to have a horse in the race. I was saying this in 2016, 4 years ago. Just go back and listen to my shit. Over and over and over, I kept saying it. We need a horse in the race. You can't win the race unless you have a thoroughbred in it. Not one they're controlling, not one they're paying off, not one of their Masons, not one of their anythings. One of us. Male, female, it don't matter what it is. We need what color, what background, anything. We are of all. You see? Thank you, Kev Barr. Much love, my brother. All right, man. We'll shift gears on that. Get into some of these other headlines. Sometimes I also got to go solo like this just because I've got this much in me I know needs dumped out. I got to get it out. All right, so the officer involved in this Breonna Taylor shooting fired for showing extreme indifference to value of human life. Some people are going to be like, dude, why is this dude not in jail then? You're basically saying he murdered her. That's basically in so many words what they're saying, and thank you, Reed. They're saying that, look, you had no care. You just went in there and unloaded. That should be like murder. I mean, this woman was in bed. Had no reason to die. She wasn't the base of a no-knock, all this shit, or anything. It's insane. This is truly one of them things, man. I look at some of these situations and I dig deep because I have no choice. I get to the root of it, the heart of it. I want to know what these people are upset about when I go into these cities. I want to make sure I got all my shit straight and I know what's going on in all these aspects. And what's been going on in Louisville is insane. I mean, you guys saw it, my footage, how wild it got down there. And not only that, when I left, the police and the National Guard, they shot up a Dino's restaurant owner on the corner. Wasn't doing nothing, but just standing there. Shot him and lit him up because someone in the background popped off shots. Insane. Killed him. I mean, what is... it's 2 people murdered by police right there. Flat out. And, dude, there's a problem. Okay? There is a problem. Straight up. And it goes on and on and on from there. You cannot just be doing this shit. Like, just shooting whoever and just lighting them up. I mean, you've got to pay. It's sickened me because I've watched this throughout the years and I've watched cops get off the hook left and right. Cincinnati, the DAHBOO7 cop had body cam and everything. Blew his head off right there. Broad daylight. Car kept rolling. All the shit. Freaking, I think they charged him, but then they fought to let him out. And then all this other crap. And it was like, what? Like, how are you going to fight to let this guy out after when something's wrong, something's wrong? You make an example out of him like you all have always heard. Cops are no different. Why don't you show all the rest around that when you are being a crooked one, you're going to get smoked? But that example's never set. They always protect them to the fullest no matter what. And I've seen it in so many events, so many different situations. You know, if they're guilty, they're guilty. If they're innocent, they're innocent. It's just that simple. And as I said the other night, some of these are very tricky situations. Look at the event down there in Atlanta that just took place. The guy that got shot trying to run away. He actually got in a fight with the police, overpowered 2 of them, had the taser, and he took off running. But where the cop made the mistake is the guy was gone. He had a taser in his hand. I believe it was stuck in him. And he was running away to get away. They were saying you should never shot him then. And I'm going to tell you, like I said the other night, when you go to get your handgun permit, at least here in Kentucky, one of the biggest things they tell you is that if somebody breaks in your house and they're in there and that door's still open and they're right by the door and you come out and you've got your gun drawn, you make sure you're firing at their front side. Because if they turn around and they're running and they're out of there and you shoot them in the back, whole different ball game. I'm telling you, you got to know the rules and all the stuff. Even if you don't agree with everything that's laid out there, at least it's smart to know with what they've got out there. Now, what's crazy, Kentucky, they said, well, the same guy could be sitting over there at your barn. He could have a thing of gasoline in one hand and a lighter in the other hand, and you could shoot him dead. I said, what? I said, dude just came in here and ruffled, we just wrestled around in here, and he had a knife and all this, stabbed me up, and he takes off out the door, and you're telling me I can't pop shots at him. But yet, he's just standing over there with a gas can, a lighter in his hand, smoking a cigarette by my shed. I can shoot him dead? Remember, she looked at me when I said that. And she's like, by the rules, she repeated herself. She goes, by the rules, if someone is there with a gas can and lighters or a match, engaging and trying to burn down your barn, you can shoot them dead. And I was like, all right, well, glad I'm in here getting all this straight. So I'm telling you, it pays to brush up on your local laws and stuff. Okay? I'm telling you. So they got that cop for shooting a guy in the back, for running away, saying that you did not need to do that. That's the argument right now. Okay, so I'm going to shift away from that. How about this? In Oregon County, everybody's got to wear a mask except for who? Exactly. I'd like to see the thing up close and personal here. What it's saying is that it's created an exception for non-white residents, is how they put it. For non-white residents. So African Americans, Mexicans, Asians, all these people could be running around with no mask. Is this a joke or what? It's not. It's just how far and twisted things have been taken at this level out here. You think that's gonna? The mask ain't stopping shit anyway. But this is all about control. It's all about control, control, control. Check this out. In India, in Delhi, they're set to test every single household. Every. Whether people want it or not. You don't want that thing shoved in the back of your brain. So you get some of your brain fluids there. Whatever the hell, what's going on here. No, but they're forcing it. There. So I throw that out there. China did the same thing right beforehand. So they can sit there and act like they're teetering on the edge of World War. This thing's a sham. All the other world wars have been staged and played out. Do not forget that. All controlled by the money masters. We've shown and exposed it over and over and over throughout the years. What would make you think that anything's changed? The criminals have never been rounded up and put in jail or nothing. So it's the same old song and dance. If anything, it's just the offspring of the other devils that were here a decade ago. Oh, here we go with some devils. Right on cue. Pompeo. Mr. We're in a live exercise. Did you guys forget that? Yeah, that's him. He said this. So, the feds ever come screwing with you or saying anything like, why are you saying this and that and all this shit? Be like, well, your boss said we were in a live exercise. Shut him down real quick because it's the truth. Sure enough, his boss. Shout outs to all my cats in Israel. All my cats in Israel that are real. All the ones that holler at me and that are like, look, we're getting played just like you. That spill their guts to me. Tell me all about the Messiah. Tell me all about the plot and all the shit like they did with their dark Messiah on the currency, exposing it. Yeah, there's some fighters out there. Yeah. There's also Jews out there that believe in Jesus. Some of you that don't know that. They're called Messianic Jews. Dang it. His channel name just slipped my mind. Israeli News Live. That they are a good group of individuals that will school you on what's going on with Judaism, with Israel, and the Talmudic Judaism. They will school you straight up on just how evil aspects are, and you can hear it from a Jewish person. Okay? So you can see that this is much larger than just saying, oh, the Jews did it. Okay? Because that's quite pathetic. Okay? If you're still stuck in that level and you ain't raised up, shit. Daily Mox is the ugly Jew with a smile. Ugly Jew. Shit. Aaron's perfect example. Righteous dude here on the platform. Jewish man. Beautiful person. To make a statement like that, to me, is wrong. That's why I put out this information to correct people, because you need that knowledge. You need to see that they're worshiping fallen. They all are. From all branches. Whether it's Saudi Arabia, the Mossad, the CIA, all of them. They're all worshiping the fallen. This is what you must understand. This is a world stage. It's a puppet show. They are bowing down to these higher entities that have been here the whole time. Got you thinking a ton of shit and lies. And they've got us all separated into different languages. To where they've got us separated so we can't fight them to the fullest. They've got all the Christians in Russia over there hating America, and America not liking Russia. For what? Because they tell you that they're communist, and they tell them that they're capitalist and all this. It's all propaganda. That's a whole nother nation that believes in Yeshua and Jesus. You're completely disconnected with it. Flies the red, white, and blue. The golden eagles with the golden furls that lead back to Rome. Know your enemy. They play both sides. Okay? The quicker you figure this out, the quicker you will woke. Okay? And we're running out of time. Okay? Knowledge is power. The Mossad is nasty. The Mossad controlled cats like Epstein. And the whole thing. They are the masters of this. You see? The CIA, Mossad, they are the nastiest when it comes to the Mossad. This is what they do. They create Epsteins, they have orgy islands, and they film everybody with young men and women. And then they've got them. It's all blackmail, man. And black magic. So, guess who was in on this? Former Israeli PM. Named as a sex offender in Epstein court filings. So this is where it goes. Right back to the Mossad. Just as we said right out of Jump Street. So, Mossad will kill their own kind. Left and right. All the time. And expendable. Anyone that goes in an assassin, they'll have him assassinated. And have that one assassinated. And then that one assassinated. Just like they did with all the assassins from fucking JFK on down. All the way down to freaking Woody Harrelson's dad being involved. And him getting clipped too. I'm telling you. It'll go on and on and on until they feel comfortable that it's done. They will whack anyone anywhere at any time if it's going to go against what they're doing. Or it's going to, jeopardize it, so to speak. It doesn't surprise me. Should have had this up here sooner, but a Republican police reform bill fails in the Senate due to Democrat opposition. So the Republicans were trying to bring up a whole police reform bill here and push it through. The Democrats shut it down. Same ones that are pushing all this stuff, and their mobs are out there pushing defund the police and all this stuff. They're obviously making this to where the Republicans and Democrats hate each other. It's a total political warfare, and they're dragging everything into this. And it's kind of obvious the Dems are using this as a weapon as well, as the left is using this. It's just the way that it is. They are using this as a strategy, and I'm going to expand on that here in a second. But first, a Clinton-backed 16-term Democrat is losing to a black progressive educator in the New York primary. This is in New York, and this is a Clinton goon that they're saying here. And pro-Israel groups. Okay, this guy jumps up. Jamal Bowman encounters Elliot Engel. That's the guy that was connected to the Clintons, Elliot Engel. So this guy's running up against him, and he's doing a good job at this point, and countering him, getting a lot of support, and it's just good to see anyone that's connected with the Clinton cartel getting ousted. If I say it all the time, you gotta, and I don't know where this guy ended up going, who he'll sell us out to, but just to know that a main Clinton goon that's been in there a long time, 16-term Democrat, is going. We've got to start to see change, and you got to start making those big moves at the ballot box. Look what they're doing with this mail-in stuff. I'm telling you, it's ripe for a scam. Speaking of scams, Hunter Biden, the whole Ukraine thing, the millions. Well, now we got a Ukrainian MP saying that he has new tapes released here, claiming that Hunter was paid protection money by Burisma. So it goes on and on and on down this rabbit hole. Of course, Is Joe Biden going to fry for it? No. Nothing's going to happen to him. He'll have a Secret Service detail for the rest of his life because he's a freaking moronic vice president one time. And he'll hide in his castle till he goes. That's what all of them try to do here. Hide behind their men in black. And I got to give a shout out to Will Turbot. Salutes to my boy Will Turbot. Much love, my brother. My man had the balls to go to Bill Gates' house. That's right. To Bill Gates' house. Ring the buzzer. Played a game with him. And then dropped some knowledge on him there in the end as he peeled off because they wanted to be little, pricks. Salutes to Will Turbot going all the way up there to the front gates. All the way up in Seattle, right there in Washington Lake Washington, whatever it is, right where I was telling you about. He went there, rang that buzzer, and it dropped some info on the whole pedo thing with Epstein. And rolled and filmed it all. And it was like, all right, that's what's up. Earning stripes, getting out there. I don't know anyone else that can say that at all. So, salutes, my brother. I've ran the streets with him several times. Man, he's a character, man. He's a cool cat. He's a lively cat. And we need more like him, man. It's a shame to see some of these guys that inspired me coming up sitting on the shelf right now. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, are you scared? Really? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't know what's going on with some of these guys, man. I ain't gonna mention names, but it's disappointing. We're gonna keep on trucking out here, this crew, until we're dead gone. There ain't no stopping us. I guess that's when you know a thoroughbred from somebody's gonna ride it a few years and then hang it up. Psh, are you retired? I mean, come on. We ain't retired till we're dead. If that's the case, you were never in this for the right reasons. You were never really in this, in my opinion, if that's the case. To get on. A quick look here at the map. Red and blue and where they're leaning. They're saying it's going to be a close call right now. The shenanigans, the staged garbage of an election. Just so you got to look there real quick. Much love, everybody out there. I will load up another chest here in just a second. Give me a moment. Shout outs to my boys that are live out there as well. Probably can't hear me, obviously, because they're live. But see Doobie's out there. Denny's out there. High Impact live. All good cats there. The Savior live. Much love to all them. Hopefully we start to see more and more people piling in over here on DLive. Mixer just had a big shutdown. I don't know what they did. They just completely fell apart. And they're not even a streaming service or anything anymore. So to all the people that went running out of here for Mixer. What you expect me to do? I gotta laugh. But welcome back if you're coming crawling back. Told you not to go. Told you, man, DLive was the spot to begin with. But for anyone that's coming back, welcome back. It's just good to see that we got a platform here in DLive. And I'm seeing new faces over here, so that's good. We got to continue to grow, continue to support each other, the righteous ones. I'm telling you, though, somebody slides up in here and they ain't righteous. You ain't going to see me talking about them, giving them props. I can't really, go headhunting. At this point, just from my position, I am a GP. I got a war with somebody to take it quick. But I still let it be known in my own ways. Somebody comes up in here and tries to set up shop, and they could be explosive. They could do huge numbers. But we've learned in the past that that's the man. And if you ain't got the eyes to see it, I don't know what to tell you. They come attacking me, dogging me, dissing me. I ain't buddies with them. I ain't friends with them. You don't see me giving them props or hollering about them. Then there's a reason. A damn good reason. They're the enemy. And they're all around, man. Don't think that they're not going to come sneaking up on different platforms, because they're watching everything, man. The slick. All right, shout outs to my people out there that drink a lot of water. Like to keep it clean. People gave up all the pop, all the carbonated stuff. I know some are trying, some haven't. Thinking about it. But nothing like fresh, clean water. I mean, that's life, you know. It sucks when it's tainted with fluoride, arsenic, all kinds of other things. In this instance, they're saying that there's high levels of arsenic in the bottled water being sold by Whole Foods, Amazon. So a heads up, if anyone has Starkey spring water, somebody just said, oh shit, from Whole Foods, yeah, that's got high levels of arsenic in it, and they're saying it's just underneath like the legal limit, and there's all kinds of groups saying that the legal limit should be half of what it is. So it's just like teetering right there, and they actually say that drinking a lot of this could really potentially, they say regular drinkers could be at risk of serious health issues. So I don't know what else to say besides that. Like, yo, this is what's going on. All right, a quick look at what's wrong with using AI to try to solve everything here. They say Detroit cops made the first known wrongful arrest. This shit, I swear. It's based on faulty facial recognition software, and it's all ran by AI. So just imagine what else faulty it's going to be telling them. They're going to be running down to gun down people off faulty information? You betcha. It's garbage, man. Hell in the handbaskets where they're sending this, and it's all by design. This has all been planned for a long time. We've always known and read about it for years that the fall of America was planned, and step by step we're walking right into it. We're living through it. Actually, crazy enough, I feel like I got a ticket into this life just for this madness. As crazy as that is, and I don't have all the answers. No, I wish I had some kind of memory back to home base. I have glimpses, but I guess that's just part of the game. You know, we are born in amniotic fluid. Amniotic. Amnesia. Yeah, that's facts, Jack. It's crazy, ain't it? And these avatars we're in. So, they want to topple monuments all across the country. They don't want to take down the Baphomet ones, do they? Nope, won't touch them. Won't hear a thing of it. Yet they will have satanic marches like they just did on the 21st on Father's Day all across the country. And in Seattle, where they're tearing down all kinds of stuff left and right, they leave up communist Lenin. That's right. In Seattle, they didn't even touch communist Lenin that's overlooking the streets. That says everything with what's going on there. In D.C., they tried to set up this Black House autonomous zone. Cops shut them down quick. Dude has some wild looking eyes. Okay, so that's just one clip. Of course, they're throwing some stuff. This is D.C. D.C.'s been hot. We look to be up in D.C. for the inauguration. Yeah. If all goes as planned, if there's a COVID crackdown or some crap and Biden's up in there, man, you won't see me going. I'm just going to bite my tongue on this for a second. Things going to change in the offing. It's going to be a point in my life, regardless, which is things are going to happen. And it is what it is. You just remember that. Somebody had to do something. Well, no one else ever wanted to. Somebody had to do something. So what's something? I guess y'all see. I love all y'all, though, by the way. And all the fighters out there that fight. It's a battle. We're all in this together. Against these demons out here. These demons they've been let loose across the country. They've unleashed the nihilist. And what do they go after? This is how you know they're animals. They go after a statue of a man in Madison, Wisconsin. We were talking about the whole setting the slave free the other night with Abraham Lincoln, the Emancipation Proclamation stuff. But this memorial to Hans Christian Heg, he's an immigrant who died fighting against the Confederacy. So basically standing for everything that they should be representing, but their dumbasses go after it. This is how ignorant these animals are, just being used. It's the same thing as we said years ago with Soros in the very beginning, when we caught them training BLM. It's the same thing. They're using your own people against you. They're masters at this. They've done it all through Europe. Now they're doing it here all over. They've had years and years and years to grow this. Now it's on steroids at an election time. And it's not over. As you guys have heard, they keep talking about the second wave shit popping up. Do you see bodies stacked up? Do you? Do you see them stacked up? I don't want to hear anything. Do you see mountains of bodies is what I'm asking you. I want to hear that you heard of this, that, of your friend's mom. No, I didn't ask that. I said, do you see bodies stacked up like they were showing us in China? No, you don't. Where's the big medical ships they brought in? Gone months ago. Where's the triages set up in all the hospitals that were set up in the stadiums? Gone. Never treated a fucking patient. Facts, Jack. That's why he called it a scamdemic. It's exactly what it is. Crazy. Lady I was talking to today, she's like, yeah, I had COVID. It's like, what? Somebody says that, everybody's head goes on the swivel. You're like, whoop. Like, what? And I've met several people that had said this. And they had said that it wasn't nothing. It was like a little something in their chest, and the flu was worse. That was the exact words from all of them. And just kind of tired, and a tired feeling. You get if you were sick. That was how they all explained it to me. None of them saying anything else like deathbed, bedridden, none of that shit. None of it. So I'm just like, okay. So then what? And she was like, well, I went back, got tested, and they told me, that I was negative. But she admitted that she knew someone, that their family member died of cancer or something like that. And the hospital specifically came to them and said, can we list your family member as dying as from COVID-19 because we will get $13,000 for it. So just flat out said it. And the people were like, no. Actually, one of them, I think she said, wanted it. Just for the, I mean, so it caused a ruckus there. And I'm going to get to the stuff on the mask here in a minute. I'm going to give you guys a way to protect yourself the best that we have thus far in terms of this mask stuff. So I'm going to try to wrap this up here in the next 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to load up a chest with, how about 920? But a thick one. We got 1.1 in the chest for you. Not a huge fan of the Assange thing here, but I just wanted to mention that there's a new U.S. indictment. I've talked about him before. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. But, yeah, they got a new one on him as he's being protected. If that was me or you, they would have blew me off a balcony, sniped me, burned the house down. They would have dornered me, droned me. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're that wanted, I guess the world will see. So, here's some interesting stuff. The Senate committee here is seeking to force the U.S. government and the military to declassify all data that is collected on UFOs. They just came out this past summer, and they told, right before this whole everything broke loose, and they told the whole world, they showed the whole world anti-gravitics, super speeds, high grade technology, which you would call UFO. They don't always have little green men in them. They let the whole world know. They tried to say that it was leaked, but yet all the mainstream put it out. So you know it was all planned this way. And then here recently, not too many months ago, the military came out and said, well, yep, all that stuff's real. Wouldn't say what it ever was, because they act like they never found out that day. They know full damn well what all this is and what's going on. Something huge is happening, and this may be one of the big distractions coming in the offing. Space-based warfare is going to be no joke here. Satellites, all this stuff. The other day I told you that a couple streams ago, I had mentioned they say 36 civilizations are in our galaxy. Very next stream, it jumped to like freaking some 100 billion. Billion! How you go from like 36 to billions, tens of billions in a day and dropping information, it's beyond me. But this is what they said, in case y'all missed it. This is what they are saying. That it's out there everywhere. Everywhere is what they're saying. Now they're saying that the whole time, listening for alien life, they were doing it the wrong way. I also told you the other day about this collection of data they've been talking about. Thank you, Spartan. It is called the Exotica Catalog. The Exotica Catalog. Remember that one, because we're going to be mentioning it a lot from here. 737 distinct astronomical objects where they believe life is. Interesting number. So these are big numbers all the way around, and they keep dropping the breadcrumbs. You know, the big show of Project Bluebeam and all this stuff, it's in the offing. A grand spectacle is in the offing. And whenever you see this stuff in the heavens, I want you to always remember this. When you see all this stuff happening in the heavens and you drop to your knees and you ask yourself, you pray to the Most High. If you don't feel an absorbent connection, you know everything that you're seeing in front of you is fake, as it is. Because when the Most High returns, it will be unlike anything ever witnessed. And your body and soul will know it. Everything's going to happen so quickly. I think they're trying to... I think they know someone's coming. And I know the first thing someone says is no one knows the day or the hour. I get it. But they know a window. The Mayans knew a window. They called it the return of the gods. We are literally entering, and all this information flowed out in 2012, we are entering the middle of the galactic eye. Okay? And we're still there. Okay? In terms of space-time and everything else, our little... Yeah, we're still entering into that. How about entering the age of Aquarius? Look at everything. Everyone is just overlooked and where everything is heading. Okay? It's... What Lord said, what about the water bearer? What is the sign of Aquarius? The water bearer. Okay? There's stuff littered all around. I'm trying to help you see it. Alright, shifting into this. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the governors mandate a 2-week COVID-19 quarantine for visitors from high infection states. So, this is what you're going to have to do. I was also told tonight that other countries are doing this as well. Don't have specifics on that, but I know that countries are saying the same thing. If you're coming in from places that they consider to be high infection places, you're going to have to quarantine as well. So all this is coming back up. All this talk of record numbers in all these states. It all started literally in the headlines right after Trump's rally. They supported protests in the streets across the freaking globe, much less the United States. They supported it 100%. They didn't bitch that there were droves of people out there, shoulder to shoulder, destroying everything. They supported it. They didn't say nothing about COVID. They didn't say nothing about them getting testing. Matter of fact, Cuomo ordered contact tracers not to question people that were at the protest about being there or anything. Shows you how much more of a scam it is. We're getting played. It's full blown. This isn't no conspiracy. There isn't no wondering about it. We're getting fucking played. We're getting lied to. I'm done with it. You keep on living this bullshit, or you can try to check out on a legendary tip, or you can do something to change it, and maybe even try to change this world for your kids, if any of you care. Because that's what I see when I look at, am I going to leave this to them? How are they going to fight this beast? No, I'm doing this. Okay, so some of y'all bitch out, check out, push the fuck on, don't come back. I don't give a damn. Like I said, I'm here to find a remnant. Dead weight, as far as I'm concerned. You want to ride with the enemy. You want to back all their bullshit. Go along with their psyop that we've proven to you over and over again. You're doing nothing but dragging us down. I ain't got time for it no more. I get time for none of the bullshit. Either you are down to get woke, or you get broke. Here's one for you, Trump supporters. I'm sure a couple will bail after they hear this one, too. And that's fine. I don't need you around if you ain't open-minded enough to see what's really going on. You're only shooting yourself in the foot in the end and everyone around you. We told you Bill Gates and Trump administration were in bed with this vaccine hand in hand. Okay? Kushner directly connected into it. Here you go. You need mainstream headlines? $71 million contract from the DOD awarded through this administration to Inovia for vaccines. It's in phase 1 clinical trial in late June for a COVID-19 DNA vaccine. DNA. RNA. DNA, okay? So, who backs Inovia? Who gives them millions? Well, let's go to their site. Oh, Apollo Bio. Talk about the fallen ones. Oh, what is that? Who is, what could it be? Your Trump administration disallowed $71 million to go to the Bill and Melinda Gates baby on vaccines. Chew on that one. Keep making your excuses. It's only going to get you in the end. Okay? They're all in on this. If someone wanted to stop this shit, they sure as fuck wouldn't be funding it. Sick of the bullshit excuses. Stick your head back in your ass or your sand. I don't know what it is. Pisses me off. Some people are so ignorant. It's ignorance. Some people see the truth and they turn around and run. I don't know. When you fight this fight as long as I have and you know that you don't have a whole lot of time left, then it's frustrating, I guess. So, when I'm gone, somebody better pick up the torch and do something. They just can sit on their ass. I mean, I'll try everything I can to get people motivated to do fucking something. It's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard to even get cats to meet in the streets to ride, to run, to hit these events, to do anything. I'm sitting here ready to rock. Let's round these fools up and whoop some ass. And I can't get even nobody show up. It's like, what the fuck? And you think you're going to win a fucking revolution? With who? Doing what? Nobody even show up for shit. I've been in the fucking streets. I've been there. On the rally cry. Screaming for cats to meet us. Always screaming for cats to come out and meet us. I get 1, 2. 1 or 2 in the chosen ones. And I'm thankful for the few I do get out there that I meet that are brazen enough to have the heart, the courage, the spirit to come out. I thank you. You're a warrior, you're troopers, you earn stripes. And it's going to be up to you guys, when others fall. We're all soldiers out here. You act like people can't get killed. You act like things can't happen. This is a war. You need to know that. Okay? There's casualties in war. And I'm sick of seeing my people being those casualties. So I'm ready to go kamikaze. Okay? Check this one out. For all y'all out there that are pissed off that your state's forcing you, and I'm going to bust the chest open right now. You got 30 seconds. For all you that are pissed off, and rightfully so, that you are being mandated to have to wear a mask, you can use this here. It's a face mask exempt card. And it's better than nothing. And this is actually a legit group of people that have come together that all believe in the same thing from all kinds of different backgrounds here, that this shouldn't be the case. Shout outs to Ryan, Reed, Heaven Sent, Spines, and Ken. What you could do is you can print this off and you can laminate it. I seen Zero Hedge tweeted this out, laminated. He had his laminated. And, it's got all the information here. There are fines and penalties for people that do try to enforce stuff on people and they don't listen. Like if someone has a legit excuse, medical condition and everything, they're allowed. You'll even hear the guys in Walmart. I seen an instance the other day, and this comes into play perfect with this. I saw a guy in his 60s, I'd say, some whitish hair, going into Walmart, and then it looked like a big boy, maybe his 20s, working the door with a COVID mask, and he was chasing him down. He was throwing his arms out. And he was trying to stop him, and they were scuffling and all this stuff. And a lady was asking, what about the people that have issues? And the guy was like, well, we'll accept that. And she's like, well, how are you supposed to show that? Is it some kind of card or something like that? And he didn't know. He just sat there like looking dumb, like he didn't have an answer. Well, here's your card. And if they want to call the number, there's going to be legit people on the other end to back this up. So if you've got asthma, you've got a reason. Okay, so I also want to say this. I was watching Def Mike's stream last night, and he had a woman on out of California. Her name was Peggy. I believe that was her name. She was on it, and she was talking about the powers of a governor. And she basically took you to school. She was a teacher. She showed that there was 3 branches, and that they were all equal in power. And this is basic knowledge that everyone should know, that all these people in the system should know, but they apparently don't. And that the governor himself has the authority to sign over stuff that's put on his table, or he can say things to certain bodies. He can give orders to certain government bodies that are in his town or under his jurisdiction. He cannot make up or whip out of thin air an emergency order and impose it on any people. He does not have a power to do that himself. Now, someone had brought up the emergency orders. Now, the emergency orders are the tricky one, in my opinion, because they fall right in line with executive orders. Right there, emergency orders, executive orders. They're almost like caveats of whatever they want. They put whatever they want in them, and who has ever stopped a single one of them? So, look, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. There it is. And it's got for California residents, it's got a message to business managers, and it's got all the stuff. You can print it off. For Colorado residents, it's got the same thing. For U.S. citizens, you can also print off this. For all government agents, you can put all the information with the number there that you're exempt from all regulation mandating face mask and all that. And you can also file complaints with whoever it is here at this site. So there are options. I want you to know there's something rather than nothing. So I'm printing this off. I'm carrying this with me. It's better than nothing. I'll drop the link one more time. Yeah. And a much love to everybody out there. Everybody that stopped in here tonight. Everybody that's hanging out. I appreciate the love and the support. I was trying to make this kind of a quicker stream tonight because I've got a lot going on. I'm going to throw a host down to a newcomer to DLive here tonight. Show him some love. His name's Brian. You may know him. High Impact Flicks, man, from YouTube. He's a straight up cat. We'll show him some love. Last night, I think we did Def Mike. We'll do High Impact tonight. Show him some love. Let him know who sent you. I'll be back Friday night, as always, with a fresh one. DAHBOO7 signing off. I love all y'all. And that's real.